her rock and roll memorabilia. She remembers.
I am Greg Klein, and I sing, play guitar, and hang out with the dog walking by.
He signed her chest. It said, "Wishing you all the best."
My name is John Clavette, and I play piano.
Do you sing at all, John?
I sing a little bit.
And I never liked that song when it came out when I was young.
Hi, I'm Drew, and I play bass in GK in the Right of Way.
Oh, I turn it up. It's got a sound.
My name is Chris Wilkes, and I play drums for GK in the Right of Way.
And the way her smile would linger when I get home. When we were up to no good. He still drinks beer.
So the RPM challenge is where you try to write a whole album and record it in a month, and I did that 2 winters ago in the month of February, and a little over half of this album came out of that batch of songs.
This project is very different. Like the approach, the fact that we had so much time to do it. I mean, we didn't have time. It wasn't luxurious. It was, we had to pick away at it when we could get there. So it was like a lot of late nights on Wednesdays after working a full day and having a family at home. It's like, you know, you're sort of living this rock and roll lifestyle within a regular 40-hour-a-week family lifestyle, which is a lot. It's a lot to do.
One of my favorite sessions, if not my favorite session, was a session where I didn't pick up a single instrument. And I sat there all night and watched you play every keyboard in the place. And, you know, you had your keyboard out and you'd be like, this is what I play on this one. And Todd would go, oh, you need to be playing it on, and he'd pull a Rhodes off the wall, and the next thing I know you were playing the Rhodes. And then at the end of the night, I think there was like 11 keyboards, different keyboards and pianos that you played that night. Even though they were my songs, and I had pretty concrete ideas about how they should sound, and Todd had totally different ideas, and I'm like, there'll be much better songs if I let someone else push. And so I would step back and let Todd sort of drive those sessions, and he would tell you to do things, and I'd be like, really? You wanted to play the drums how in that song? We're gonna let Todd do that and see what happens, and I mean, Change is a much better song because of it.
Perfect example, yeah.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing about this project is how, with the session, I mean, you know, the preparation time to get the ideas for the songs is very minimal, and a lot of the stuff has stood the test of time since it was laid down, which is pretty cool. I mean, we were really playing in the moment on a lot of those songs. We would have a quick rehearsal with each song. We'd maybe run it once or twice with you in the vocal booth and scratch guitar, and then we'd lay it down.
That's another part, you know, our live show and, you know, the album, how they differ a little bit is that I kind of came in halfway through, so half of the things I wrote were kind of on the spot and quick, whereas I've had time to evolve them now. So live show, as far as my parts go, are slightly different.
In terms of getting involved in production, I feel like that was just a natural. It was like just a natural role that I kind of took on, because Greg had made a couple records with Todd. Or were they both with Todd? Mm-hmm. He had made a couple records, but he had done it in a very rootsy, sort of lo-fi production. The first record anyway. The second record, Todd had really bumped up the production quite a bit and did some really interesting stuff. And so I was a fan of, or am a fan of Todd, but it was this natural openness in the sessions on both Greg's part and Todd's part. There's room for another set of ears, and there was a lot of room for suggestions. And I coming from a background where I've made a bunch of records in different bands on different levels, you know, it wasn't my first rodeo, so I was excited to get into that recording mode again. I'd been playing live for so long. So it was just a natural thing. So I'd make these suggestions, and I'd think, you know, what if we tried this? And Todd would be like, that's a great idea. Why don't you try that? And I'd be like, well, I don't really play that instrument. And he'd be like, well, just try it. And then Greg would say, why don't you just record that? And then we'd end up keeping this take of me playing some instrument that I don't play.
I think the first one was on 6 Feet Under, and you were like, it needs this guitar sound that's gonna sound like this and fills in here, and I'm like, great, go do it.
Yeah, check it out, try it. You know, I'm like, it needs like a 12-string electric playing that riff. Let's try that. And so the next thing I know, I'm in there with a 12-string electric guitar that I've never played before, and playing that crazy intro riff or something, or the Wurlitzer solo on 33. That was fun. It's like, it needs like a Wurlitzer sound here, like this. And they're like, well, do it.
This album, we actually wrote the better part of the next album, and so we're looking forward, I think, as a collective. I know I am. I won't speak for anyone else, but
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that myself.
Looking forward to making the next album.